We don't have to say goodbye to Pro League. It happens every week.
Oh, yeah. And we are going to be loading into Blue Shift for the first map of the night between Ender and Peppy in just a second as EVZ to kick things off. And both these guys are awesome players. Peppy getting better every time. I think we're going to be seeing some really good performances from him in 2019. And Ender, a guy that we haven't seen that much lately, but is always a super scary player. I know there's a few people channeling for an Ender versus Micah match at some point because both of them have such a crazy style, and I think that would be awesome.
Hell yeah. Oh man, I'm just happy to be here, back on ANZPL League, back casting with you. Even Death, my other brother from another mother, on the camera as well. And the bottom left's in the pink, representing OSC Elite. Hailing for the Philippines, he's back. This is Ender.
And sliding over to the top right for Legacy, this is Peppy.
I did notice that I think it was about a week, maybe. I was still overseas when it happened, but Ender made an announcement saying that he was back playing full time, I believe, joined the pro team OSC Elite, and was very, very excited about it. I was excited to see it because I mean, a few of you guys, if you're watching from Europe, for instance, and a lot of you guys are heading towards the afternoon there or late morning. I'm not sure exactly where it is because time zones and daylight savings and whatnot, but Ender is kind of like our resident TLO. He's always been a very creative player. He's done a lot of weird stuff, and as a result, is kind of hard to prepare against. I'm really wondering where he is right now. What he does in ZVZ is a pretty big question mark for me. At the moment, we're seeing a gasless build from Ender, certainly a very late gas here. This could actually be a fast third hatchery at this point, but
yeah,
that would be very bold.
I think you're right. You know, he's banking those minerals and sending the drone out, so we're probably going to get a third.
Oh, I've seen that. Okay.
And
yeah.
Some things never change, man.
He is changing things up, but I have seen this before. Actually, Rogue did it in Game 1 against Cyril on Asaplan in the semifinals of BlizzCon, where you get another hatchery as part of your wall in. It helps you wall in. It gives you more lava production, and it takes a little bit for that 300 mineral investment to pay off. But you do get quite a bit of lava production from it, and you certainly have the ability to pump drones and pump Zerglings alternatively more than your opponent for a while. But yeah, again, it is a 300 mineral investment, so it's a little dicey.
Yeah, Ender's always sort of favored these styles. He used to drop a macro hatch pretty quick back in the day, probably not up the front. But he has always favored gasless builds and this sort of stuff, defending on lings and queens. So I'm keen to see how it works in this meta because there is often a lot of ling bane. The fast third plus a lot of ling style is still very popular. But for now, it's pretty chill. We've just got 4 lings here. He sees what's going on. Epi will back up. He's taking a third. He's probably feeling pretty comfortable right now. He's actually going to grab the Bane Nest as well, and his speed isn't too far off finishing. So really, it's up to Ender to make sure he doesn't take any damage from any attacks Peppy might throw at him. But I'm keen to see where he goes next.
Ender only just started mining gas, by the way. He had those had those extractors for about, I don't know, 5 or so seconds. Has only just now started mining from them. So obviously, as a result, he's going to have his gas-required infrastructure very, very heavily delayed here, and it looks like that's going to be straight into Roach Warren with speed behind that. Peppy does have speed, but think about it, like, what does speed give you? Speed gives you the ability to be aggressive and have map control, but if Ender locks things down with his third hatchery as part of his wall-in, having fast units doesn't really help a whole lot.
No.
Not until, you're out in the middle of the map, I guess.
Peppy does get as much of a scout as he could hope for, and he also sees that there's still slow lings on that ramp. Ender now going for the speed, but he really put his first lot of gas into the roaches. He's got 7 on the way now and is fully blocked off this wall. Not that it's a secret he's going roaches, because that Roach Warren is in the front as part of that too. So Peppy knows that he's kind of free for the moment. What he'll be watching for is maybe a big swell of roaches. He needs to be prepared for some sort of 2-base attack, but in the meantime, he's just getting his own tech sorted.
Yeah, and I think that Ender's certainly going to be going for a big roach attack shortly enough, or even okay. So he could go for an attack, but he's got so few workers that it seems like going for a third or something like that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. So it does certainly look like he's going to be hitting a big timing. But I don't hate Pepe's position here. Like even though he's got that third hatchery out there, like a regular Zerg would. He's getting spine crawlers. He's got +1 on the way. He's got a roach war on the way. If he just starts making units right now, he might be able to hold on with the defender's advantage. That is a lot of units coming out of Ender, though.
Yeah, and Pepe's seen it, but his roach warren only just finished, so he's got to buy some time with these lings in the spine. Might even need to use the queens here because there's a lot of stuff coming over from Ender, and he's rallying lings too, so it's not going to be long before he's feeling the full force of this. But the spine crawler's gone down.
Ooh.
A couple of banelings stand in the 8.
Yeah, the banelings get rid of a lot of the lings here, and I mean, Pepe is absolutely going to take huge damage here, but can he survive with the roach reinforcements? The ling reinforcements of Ender are actually making things very, very difficult for Pepe here. He's pulled the workers, still equal workers against Ender. Ender needs to kind of end the game here. Pun not intended.
Yeah, Pepe's lost a few workers now, but he's about even with Ender, and with more roaches coming out, can he clean this up? It looks like he's actually starting to chase him out of this natural area.
Yeah.
And the Ling rally isn't quite fast enough to make the difference. That said, though, another wave just comes in.
Yeah, I think Pepe just going straight roach here might end up costing him because he doesn't have banelings to get rid of that big Zergling number anymore. And the Zerglings are not only doing damage to the roaches, they're also drawing their fire, keeping Ender's roaches alive. Some lings on the left-hand side, catching some reinforcements there from the third hatchery. Looks like the lings have actually made the big difference here for Ender. He's broken through. GG. And he gets the first point on the board here for OSC Elite.
He certainly from Ender. I think Pepe underestimated what was happening there. Maybe if he had a bit of an earlier roach warren, actually, I think he might have been okay. He just needed a little bit more, maybe like 20 seconds sooner, and I think he would have had a better chance.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to read when your opponent goes to something like that because they're denying all that information from you. For instance, when Rogue did that against Cyril, he basically just got a big ball of Zerglings up and made a baneling nest and went for that kind of pressure. And just basically went for like huge ling numbers to try and control the game that way. You can do anything you want when you got a wall in, man. Like you can't really suicide your overlords through that main base because you're going to get picked off by queens generally. So you see that Pepe did actually slide a couple of those lings in, but didn't quite see any roach count or anything like that. It was just basically a regular looking natural for the most part. So it's a very tough thing to read in from Pepe, and that was a nice creative start there for Ender. Good stuff from him. Good to see that he's still got pretty sneaky, cheeky ways of winning the games.
Yeah, he's still got it, and that's actually his first appearance in the Pro League, so he's starting things off with a bang for himself. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Ender as an ace maybe in future weeks as well, because he is such a strong player. And he could potentially be a really good sniper too if you're trying to take out a specific player on the opposing team.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I personally on OSC Elite would be fielding Demilove quite a bit, but you're absolutely right. Like we really don't have a good gauge of where Ender is right now, and there was a time when he was better than Demilove, but is he right now? It's hard to say because Demilove has shown us so many times on so many occasions how good he is. He's just more like the reliable pick, I suppose. But
yeah, I agree.
OSC Elite is headed by Eddie, I believe, and he's a big brainy gentleman. So I'm sure that he's got the right calls. This is the matchup that I'm super excited for. By the way, I'm really keen on seeing where Probe and Demilove are. I know it's only a best of one, but it is still a game of StarCraft, and it is still going to be entertaining.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Demi went up against Mia Micah last week in a ZVZ and did get taken out, and Probe similarly lost his match. So hopefully this one's a little longer. I believe that both those were the starting matches of the respective team matches, and they were pretty quick. So hoping for a longer one out of these guys. It is poised to be a longer one. Typically, we don't see these guys cheese each other from memory, but you never know.
I mean, yeah, it just the results from last week though, like Demilove losing in a ZVZ to Miyamaka is not a huge surprise to me. Like, even though I would say that Demilove's probably the stronger player, Miyamaka is so weird. He is
Yeah.
so weird. And ZVZ is one of those matchups where you can sometimes just win if you have like the mechanics and the ability to hit sharp timings.
Yeah.
But PVZ, I feel like, is a little bit more stable in the sense that Demilove and Probe, the way that they like to play, will generally lend towards the mid game or even towards the late game sometimes because they both are that sort of reactive defensive player.
Mm.
Probe likes to do pretty regular stuff that a lot of Korean Protosses do. Demilove, same deal, likes to do what a lot of European Zergs like to do, plays primarily on Europe. So
Yeah.
looking forward to this one.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they go. I know Probe has at times been a bit unsatisfied with his play lately. If you've seen any of his practice or streaming, doesn't seem to be as confident as he otherwise might be. So hopefully he's sort of shaken off the rust and he's looking good again as we head into the ZVP. So without further ado, on Cerulean Fall now in the bottom left in the red. He is Demi.
Certainly
Playing
is.
for
Hailing
OSC
from
Elite.
India.
Oh, yeah.
And in the top right, previously the country's greatest player. We'll see if he can reach that moniker again. It is Legacy's Probe. For all you guys out there that aren't aware of Australian StarCraft, maybe you haven't seen a whole lot of it, maybe you haven't seen a whole lot of Probe. This kid was 100% the best player in the country by far. And not even the country, I would say the region in general. Going to all of Southeast Asia. Singapore, New Zealand. Yeah, and there's been a lot of great players from New Zealand as well. Cast your mind back, Petraeus, Mighty Kiwi. Those guys have shaken things up on the world stage. But Probe really is the guy that's done quite a bit in WCS for this region. The what was the matchup that like a lot of people were sort of freaking the hell out about when he was on stage? I think it was like Valencia last year. No. Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Game 5 versus Neeb. Back when that was the year of Neeb too, when Neeb won 3 WCSs. Probe
yeah, man. Probe knows his PvP.
Certainly does. Unfortunately, went down in a PvP last week.
Yeah.
His PvZ though, I would say even though he complains about it a lot. I mean, Probe generally complains in general, but
he's hard on himself. Yeah.
He's a little hard on himself. He's a very, very good player, but he does beat himself up over, getting less than satisfactory results as far as he's concerned. I would say that looking at Probe's history in this matchup, that PvZ is his strongest matchup. He is so good against our region Zergs.
Yes, indeed. And he's just sticking around with his Probe, having a look-see at what's going on, and he's going to head home. Nothing too much to be worried about here. He sees the gas timing in the pool. So we'll see what he heads across the map. Most people send an Adept or two for a bit of a perk. But we'll be waiting to see what tech he drops.
I mean, the tech in question for me is, like, what's the Zerg going to do? I think with Protoss, it's going to be a Stargate more often than not.
Yeah.
Stalker coming out here for probes. It looks like he wants to shoo away that Overlord. It might potentially not be Stargate. That's I was watching that gas count. When it hits for 150, it's going to be Twilight Council. All right.
Okay.
All right. What else was something that Probe used to like to do? He used to like resonating glaive builds quite a bit as well.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, that's one thing that I like about Pro's play. Like, he'll play stock standard sometimes, but he can also shake it up a little bit. You might get a charge build, you might get glaives. You could even get some DTs if he's feeling a little cheeky. You do have the Robo coming up now, so you can get a Warp Prism with that and start doing some damage.
I think it might be the DT Archon drop. Demilove's got a Deathless showing us just now. Baneling Nest is going down. Demilove's making a ton of Zerglings. This actually looks like Demilove's going to try and go for a bust here.
Well, there is a pylon in that wall. So that's a prime opportunity for busting
that is
through.
A very, very Bane bustable wall in. Uh-oh. This might just end, Zeph.
And DTs, like, they're good, but if you detonate the Banelings, they will die. So they may not be that useful.
Oh, God, no.
Oh,
I am feeling like Probe is just about to die. Yeah, it's just unfortunately looking to be that I don't see how he stops this. Is the problem here? I'm trying to think of it. But here come the Banelings. Goodbye Adept, goodbye Pylon, and hello Zergling Flood.
Oh, he tries to get the wall off there, but that gate and core unpowered, and that's just it. GG Timmy takes the quickest CVP I've seen ever, maybe.
That was absolutely the fastest CVP that I've seen in, oh god, I want to say a year? Damn. I mean, that'll learn you for putting a pylon in your wall in, I guess.
Here we were hoping for a longer game, going like, yeah, these guys don't really choose each other that much.
They really don't.
It's over.
It makes us look dumb.
Yeah. No, maybe we are dumb, man.
Maybe we are. I don't care. As long as we look good, right?
You know what? That puts OSC Elite on match point already.
Yeah, it certainly does. We were just saying, I want ace matches. This could go late game. It could go.
Legacy, my dudes. What's going on?
Legacy, come on.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm a little shaken right now, man.
You're a little shook?
Yeah, I'm shook, fam.
I actually do think this might be 3-0 because I would favor Igus against Runamark as well. I think Runamark is quite good as Grandmaster Terran, but Igus' Zerg is extremely scary.
Well, you say that, but of all the matchups at the moment, I think Runamark is doing the best in TVZ, and I know he feels more confidence in that matchup than the other ones. Like, if it was a TVP, I'd be like, ooh, oh dear, this might be a tough one for Legacy. But I think if he goes for his TVZ strats that he's been practicing, he probably has a decent chance. And hopefully he's been practicing for this as well, because originally Pig Jr. was going to play this match against Igus. But I think he's actually getting surgery or something, so Runamark's filling in for this one.
We're told it's shoulder surgery.
Yeah.
Pretty serious. I think Pig Jr. is super into cricket from memory, and that might be one of those.
Oh yeah.
He's not old. I think Pig Jr. is like 16 or 17 years old, to have surgery like that.
I was gonna say I can't imagine what you would have done to your shoulder playing StarCraft, like maybe a bit of RSI.
No.
Not throwing anything out. Hopefully.
I remember when I was 16, 17. I played Aussie rules football, and it just. When you're a teenager, you don't understand mortality, because when you like the Chumbawamba song, when you get knocked down, you get back up again. You don't actually have bones. You're all just made out of cartilage, and you just like get knocked down. You just bounce back up, and you're completely fine. And then when I tried playing football again in my mid-20s, I got knocked down once, and my season was over.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I'm a little nervous because I'm like the least sporty person ever, and as you may know, I became obsessed with ice hockey, which I started to play. And I'll take hits from dudes that are quite a bit bigger than me, and I fall down. In the moment, it doesn't hurt, but the next day, I start feeling like the odd ache and pain. I'm like, well, that's not right.
A few cracks there, and the neck hurts, a little bit of twinge in the back. A few gray hairs showing up every now and then when you look in the mirror. Happens.
Man.
You know what I've taken up since the last time we talked? You haven't really talked to you lately, but I've taken up jiu-jitsu.
Really? That's really popular. I have a lot of friends doing that.
Yeah, I got Todd got me onto it.
Of course he did.
And it's actually like I went to a class because a gym opened up in my hometown, and it was really fun. I loved it, and I've been going back. It's great. Big fan.
Awesome. Well, I suppose we'd better see if these guys have got some jiu-jitsu moves in what could be the last game of this match between OSC Elite and Legacy, but hopefully not. And in the top left, in the blue, his name is Igus.
Yagas, the Guzzler. And in the bottom right here of Dreamcatcher, sporting a very, very regal color. The last hope the Legacy in week 2. It is Runamark. So I'd say that this is probably a purple belt up against a black belt. Bit of a difference in level here.
Yeah,
Runamark going to look to try and get him into a. You want to try and get the back here. We'll see if Runamark can get the back of Igus. Maybe put him in a rear naked chokehold. Twist him into an armbar. Something to try and make Igus tap immediately. He does need to get that W, that big fat W.
Yeah. So Dreamcatcher is, I think, a pretty nice map for Run Amok because his last week's match was on this as well. I don't know if he'll use the same sort of siege tank push from 2 base that he did against Statu, because he's kind of like showed that now. So games on stream are kind of easily studyable, right? But it could be a good one to go with. I guess plus for Igers is that you do have a lot of options for counterattack, and a lot of Zergs do like to sort of send a huge bunch of lings into a natural or a third base while the turn pushes out at the moment.
Yeah. Oh, at the moment, it's just looking pretty regular. Rudamok's brought that SCV here with the Reaper expand, and the cool thing with this Reaper SCV combo is generally when they're together and they're both alive, they can kind of delay that third base a little bit. Although Igus is really just keeping those lings at home, expecting this exact play. I've seen that SCV. He's just like, keep the lings around. Oh, swinging around actually. Igus is going out in the map. I mean, now Runamuck can kind of delay that third for quite a bit, but I guess alternatively you might be able to get some damage on the natural, I guess. Speed is not happening.
Yeah. It's not the greatest map for Reaper, I guess, but can keep it alive, he gets a bit of vision. This SCV is just barely not going to be able to finish building. That's not really annoying stuff for Aaron when this happens.
I am hashtag triggered just looking at this. Tearing myself.
That SCV is super triggered, man.
It's freaking the hell out, man. That SCV is like me. That's how I feel. I shake with rage, Zeph. I get so angry, my ears go red. Veins go up my neck. 6 lings just roll in without speed and kill an SCV, making my natural. You kidding me?
Yeah. Well, he's still wandering around with that Reaper, keeping an eye on things. Igus has a nicely placed Overlord out the front there that can see some stuff leaving the base. While he, sorry, Run Amok. I'm so used to thinking of Igus as the Terran that I just totally messed it up in my head.
Is Igus still Terran to you in your brain?
Yes, always.
Always. Me too. He's been in Zerg for like almost 2 years, but I still just...
Don't say that. Has it been 2 years?
Yeah, no,
really?
almost. Yep, definitely over a year, for sure.
Alright, well, Igus is going to sacrifice his Overlord and try and see if he can spot the tech. He's going to see the factory with the reactor, but that's not really anything new. Might be able to get close that stuff. What? No, not even going to die, so... he won't know what's coming out just yet, but a Viking is on the way for Runamuck, and he'll be able to clear up a little bit more of that vision, and maybe even get a bit of a scout into the Zerg territory himself.
Runamuck on the other side of the map is just going into bio tank here, trying to sell the story of perhaps a Banshee coming out, so that I guess, maybe make some Spore Crawlers or whatnot, but making the Queens is something that a Zerg is always going to want to do because, I mean, they're great against Hellions, and we got 4 of those with the Reaper heading across the map right now.
Yep, and he's drawn up that third. We do have 1 spot coming down at that. Oh, there's the extra 2 because he hasn't.
Yeah, so
hasn't really
he
seen
sold the
what's
story.
going on.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. Very good. And he's got the Hellions and Reaper up the front. It's pretty hard to push those creep tumors or poke in with the Queens on the front lines, but there are other pathways he can take. And you see the drones sort of pull off there for a second, thinking they might need to evacuate. But he does pull back, so he's going to have to try and keep that creep under control so that he has some room to push later. And there's that Viking starting to pick away at one of the overlords here.
Oh, come on, mate. There it is. I was going to say, don't chicken out of that one. Harden up, Mr. Viking. Yeah, there's a lot of active Queens down here. Oh, that Viking's got another overlord. Just made me control a little bit better. There we go. Transfusion? Igus?
Rip.
Igus is not a tryhard. He doesn't want to transfuse an overlord. I feel like only tryhards transfuse overlords. I mean, nice run by here from Runamuck, but Igus in position with plenty of lings.
Yeah, very good. Does get himself a couple of drones. He's got himself a couple of overlords too, and not really lost anything, so it's not too bad. It's going to be hard to deny this creep. Look how many Queens there are on the front lines, just pushing that creep in every direction. So he can only really cover 1 at a time, which sort of sucks because he can only be so many places at once, right? But we'll see which avenue he takes when he finally pushes out. He's got 1-1 coming up here. He'll time out with his combat shield nicely. And there he is. First scan to try and help control some of these creep tumors.
He's doing a very good job, actually. Expending that queen energy and doing a very good job of getting rid of those creep tumors, slowing down the creep spread of Vigus to the south, especially, and to the north as well. Hitting that base. Ronamok's got a nicely timed. Well, I mean, the armory is a little late. Can't start 2-2 immediately when 1-1 finishes, but at the moment, Ronamok's looking all right. 50 SCVs. It's looking pretty healthy back at home. Does he have a third CC? Does he have a third? Does he though?
Not yet.
Does
no.
not. There it is, just starting now.
He's going to build one now and try and take it. Maybe as he moves out here, he's got the first couple of medevacs worth of units floating out. The Lings are going to see that though. So very nicely placed there by Argus. He gets plenty of warning. And he's already starting to manufacture a whole bunch of Lings. Oh my god.
That was fun. That was fun to watch. Ronamok eventually gets rid of those Lings on his doorstep and is going to try and press the issue up here. I guess, like you mentioned, completely aware of it, is morphing in plenty of Banelings, lots of Lings as well. Hasn't even started Baneling speed, but he just has so many units. I don't know if Ronamok's going to get too much purchase with this drop.
Ooh, if we can get some queens, that would be nice, but it's a little bit deep on Zerg territory, so he's just going to posture out here. I don't think he can actually commit and do anything. Maybe he can just sit out here and be a pest while he tries to secure a third base.
I mean, the Hellions got a really good volley against those Lings. I love this from Argus, by the way. This is a very Raynor-esque, very Cyril-esque thing to do. Try and run by while you're being attacked. Generally, like when you're attacking, you can expand because players are going to pull their forces back and defend against your attack, right? But what if you don't? What if you send some Lings across the map while you're being attacked?
Oh dear, Ronamok actually just got supply blocked for a little bit there, and he had to drop supply. Oh, and at the same time he tries to siege up. Slow beams off creep, knocks him out a little bit, but even so, he's going to lose all of his force.
Yeah, there's just so much army supply here from Argus. Oh no, the tanks. You get in that medevac and get on out of there. Target firing on that medevac. It does just escape, but Ronamok already took a very bad trade. And Argus should absolutely counterattack this third. He's got so many Lings left over. Ronamok has got an army back at home, but not that much. And Argus can slow down this third for a very long time.
Yeah.
Oh, he's in the
in fact, he gets up the ramp. Those SCVs might need to run home because he's just rallying across the map right now. So many Lings and Banelings. And I'm not sure if Ronamok's going to be able to hold on here. Demi, is that you? He says. And he taps out with the GG.
Same team, but not quite. Argus, GG, well played. Gets the 3W for OSC Elite. Taking a queen sweep on a clean sweep. That's what I was looking for there. On that first match, my brain was thinking queen.
Queen sweep.
Lately.
That was close enough.
Queen
man.
sweep. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm just lisping. Damn, I didn't see that one coming. I thought that would be a lot closer.
Yeah, man. I really thought this would be an ace match kind of game between OSC Elite and Legacy, but it was not to be. OSC Elite looking pretty good. I mean, the addition of Ender to that lineup makes it even stronger.
I mean, they bullied Legacy. They pulled Legacy's underwear over their head and locked them in their locker. Like it was a serious manhandling.
Yeah. That stung a little bit. So hopefully Legacy can come back stronger. Next week, maybe the week after. Depends who ends up playing who in the round robin. Yeah, that actually wraps up our first series for the night, and we'll be moving on to SYF versus Vietnamese All-Stars for match number 2.
Now, we predicted the first match to be pretty close, and obviously it wasn't in the end.
Yeah.
This one I feel like is going to be super one-sided in SYF's favor. Is this one going to go the ace match? Do they continuously make me look like a fool, or am I going to get prediction correct this evening?
I'm not feeling it. SYF are still undefeated. And Vietnamese All-Stars are the new kids on the block. They had a nice performance last week. They actually beat OSC Elite. And that one went to an ace match, so that was really, really fun to watch. But SYF is a different beast. They're definitely the most dominant team. I mean, I feel like I'm not giving the Vietnamese All-Stars enough credit, and I hope I am surprised. But man, it's kind of hard to bet against SYF.
Yeah, I mean, if you're out there in Twitch chat and you're just like, oh man, how do these players not know? How do these casters not know how scary Vietnamese All-Stars are? Get the hell out of here, all right? The two best players in Australia are on SYF. They're in this lineup, this Hut and Cedar, the two Terrans. All right? These two players, I don't think there's anyone in our region that's favored against them. I would hesitate to think of a name. Maybe Probe on a good day. Maybe Demilove on a good day. I don't know. But that's about it.
Yeah. Well, as we get the next series set up, guys, we're going to take a quick break. But when we come back, there'll be more action. We'll see if the Vietnamese All-Stars can take out SYF. Don't go anywhere.